everybody, and welcome back to my channel on this Sunday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. And today I'm going to be talking about an update to a case that I talked about, which is a couple from Sheffield who had gone to court for abusing their autistic son. Well, today there's been an update. They have now been jailed, and I'm going to read the BBC News article and then give my autistic perspective towards the end. So let's read through the article, shall we? The BBC says the couple were jailed at Sheffield Crown Court yesterday. A mother and stepfather who kept their starving autistic son locked in an object squalor and filth-filled room in an attic for 7 months have today been jailed. Matthew Langley, 22, weighed just 6 stone 2 and was days away from death when he was found in June 2020. Lorna Hewitt, his mother, and his dad Craig, 42, were found guilty of false imprisonment by keeping them captive at their home. The pair have been sentenced to 6 years behind bars. The court heard Mr. Langley, who has autism, severe learning disabilities, irritable bowel, arthritis and double incontinence problems, found that he was severely dehydrated when he was found in the bedroom, which prosecutors and rescuers said was littered with piles of rubbish, soiled with vomit and faeces. Judge Michael said when Mr. Langley arrived at A&E, they had to wash him upon his arrival. Prosecutors had alleged that Mr. Langley's complex needs and special needs were a drain on their resources, and they had tried to have him taken off their hands. They had stopped Mr. Langley from attending college and also cancelled a string of medical appointments in the last 7 months since he was locked away in the attic room. The judge described Lorna Hewitt's actions as a mother as a grave abuse of trust from a mother to a son. Her defence counsel said that she had been suffering with a complex form of PTSD from her childhood traumatic experience, which had impacted her later on in her adult life. Jailing Craig Hewitt, the judge said that he was not a deliberately cruel or malice man, but had been complicit in switching Mr. Langley's care. I'm absolutely disgusted at how the UK court system can be so lenient, jailing these two abusive, disgusting pieces of shit adults for only 6 years when they should have been jailed for a minimum of 24 years, in my opinion. As an autistic woman, this is disgraceful, disgusting. It's abuse. They nearly murdered the poor guy. He was days away from death. How can the UK justice system only jail someone for 6 years for nearly committing murder to a severely disabled, complex needs person? That's just, it's disgusting. It's not right. It's foul. It's just, the UK criminal system is just backwards. It does not work. It does not function. And I implore the UK government to reopen this case and redo the investigation and jail them for longer. This is abuse. This is attempted assault. This is attempted GBH or whatever you want to call it. This is disgusting. To jail them for 6 years is no way near good enough, UK criminal system. This is a joke. The guy was autistic, or is autistic, and luckily he's in the care of the UK system now, which makes me feel a little bit better that he's away from these disgusting low-life parents of his who clearly didn't give a shit about him whatsoever. This makes me sick to my stomach. As an autistic woman, as an autistic adult, this still shows that today we are getting abused, mistreated, we are getting not the right amount of care or support that we should be getting as a disabled person. And this shows that these two parents obviously hadn't had support or had failed to reach out for support. And to lock their son away in an attic room and not look after him at all and just leave him to his devices shows what pieces of shit these people actually are. And I'm glad that they have been locked away for 6 years, but it is not good enough. This boy was failed, pure and simple, not just by the system, by his own parents. How could you abuse your son? What the hell are you thinking? Like, that's your son. Like, I couldn't imagine any other autistic people going through this. This would never happen again. Like, this is... this makes my core sick to my stomach. I am absolutely fed up of people being mistreated, especially people with autism, disability, mental health issues. This is disgusting. And it went on for over 7 months. Why the hell did not anyone interfere? Why was this not picked up? Why were obviously the problems of the parents not noticed? Why was this autistic person left in the care of his parents, who clearly were not being parents at the time? They were clearly not willing to look after him or support him or get therapy for him. This is just abuse. This is not good enough. This is just, it's just selfish. It really, really is selfish. And it really doesn't wind me up that the fact that these people are meant to be parents, they're meant to be people who are carers, they're meant to be people who keep them safe, and clearly they didn't. They kept him locked away in a room for over 6 months, and let him wee himself, poo himself, whatever else that was found in that room. And it's just, no, it's just gross. I just hope to God that these people, when they do come out of prison and they do either get rehabilitated or they come out and they're back in the community again, they do not have access to this boy. They do not have access to any other children in the local community, because they are a danger. They are a health hazard to anyone with autism or disability or mental health issue. These people need to be kept away from any form of children with complex needs, special needs, disability, mental health, whatsoever. This is just makes me want to vomit. This poor boy. I cannot believe how traumatic and evil his parents must have been to do this to him. He's going to be so mentally and physically messed up by this situation. How could any parents on God's green earth abuse someone so vulnerable and think this is okay? It's not okay. It's abuse. It's mental abuse. It's emotional abuse. Physical abuse. This has to stop. It needs to end now. This abuse is abuse. It's not right. It's not okay. And regardless if you say, oh, well, the parents are struggling, I don't care. They were not seeking help. They abused their son to such a point that he nearly died. He was 6 stone 2, and before that he was 8 stone 2. So clearly they haven't been feeding them for a while. Like, for a 22-year-old to be 8 stone 2, that's extremely dangerous. Like, that's not a healthy weight for a 22-year-old man to be like. That's borderline anorexic and borderline kidney failure and body shutdown. That's just not good enough. How many autistic adults or people with disabilities are being abused still? I want the UK government to answer me this. How many young people are in their homes right now being abused by step-parents, carers, parents who do not know how to look after them or support them? How many more people are we going to have on your hands who are being abused by people who should be caring for them and professionally looking after them and having their best welfare at heart? How many more deaths do we have to have? How many more potential Mr. Langleys do we have to have before you will take action? This is just disgusting. This is not right. And the more people that get abused and the more this goes undetected, the more people we're going to have horror stories from. This just makes me so sad that, again, autistic people are not being looked after, they're not being respected, they're being treated like absolute garbage. And I'm just absolutely disappointed that still in 2022, 2021, 2020, that people like me are still being mistreated, mishandled, and made to look like we're a danger, and we're not. Just, it needs to end. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back next time. Many thanks for watching. Bye.